is Monday, November the 28th, 2022. I am James, you are you, and we are here for another breathtaking episode of what? Of course, we're talking about the show that will not and will never, ever go away. It's At Home with James live on Twitch, and this is a big one. This is a big one for a multitude of reasons. Reason number one, it is now the second episode in our month-long holiday programming rotation. Last week, as you can see, we lit the at-home Christmas tree. This week, one of, if not the most important episodes in holiday at-home history. We are talking about the worst Christmas songs of all time. Now, the easy thing to do would be celebrating the greats. The Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, The Last Christmas, The Santa Claus is Coming to Town. We've celebrated them. Tonight, we're going to do a different type of celebrating. We're celebrating the worst of the absolute worst, the bottom of the barrel. This might be a very controversial episode. If one of your favorite songs is listed by either me or any of our guests, I want to start this show off by apologizing. But you've decided to tune in tonight. Therefore, I want for you to become engaged. I want for you to toss in what you believe to be some of the worst Christmas songs into our Twitch chat deck. Everything and anything is allowed and permissible. But before we get into the big stuff of the night, I want to welcome the man who's back on the board this evening. He is the one and the only, a very tired Dimitri Kierez. Dimitri, how's it going tonight, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? I'm waning. I'm
Dimitri,
withered.
let's cut the BC right now. BC meaning bullcrap.
Okay.
You're one of the most handsome guys I know.
Come on.
You look tired. You look ravaged.
Ravaged?
Yeah, you look ravaged, and I think it has to do with the fact that you're in our holiday mailroom.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm ravaged by these adoring fans. The show has never been hotter. And I'm not saying that because I'm also backlogged with 3 years worth of fan mail behind me. I'm still categorizing, I'm still opening, and I'm still making sure that none of these letters contain anthrax. And I'll tell you what, some of them do, but I'm taking the bullet for you, James McGee. And
I appreciate that.
That might also be, helping with the witheredness. I'm quite tired. I'm quite tired these days.
I'm wondering if you're still recovering from last week's party inside of my apartment that happened concurrently with the episode that I was hosting.
It doesn't ring a bell.
What do you mean it doesn't ring a bell? You were here.
I was at a holiday party?
Yeah, you were at my holiday
it's
party.
November.
It was well, I like to start them early. I like the tree so I can get a month worth of Christmas tree. You were here, man. You were playing Jenga. You were drinking. You don't remember what else you did, right?
Oh my God.
You paved the way for the Night Freak.
No, I was worried you were going to say that. It's this... I apologize, James. You know, it probably was a wholesome affair until the Night Freak showed up, huh?
Yeah, the Night Freak put his greasy leather coat on me.
Oh, come on.
His oily sunglasses.
You know, how'd it feel?
Yeah.
What?
Moist.
Oh, moist, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize, James McGee, because you're a real wholesome guy. You're a good guy. You're also very handsome. The last thing you need is a true pervert to be enveloping you.
Yeah, well, there was a TP enveloping me last week. You don't remember any of this. You were here, man.
I blacked out. There I was putting on my cozy Christmas garments, my little elf shoes, a little warm toque, and then there I went, blacked out as the neon night hit me, and then spattering here and there. I remember you kissing.
No, I didn't
Christmas
kiss anyone.
herb?
I turned my head and I saw you chugging what you refer to as Santa's juice, aka holiday punch, and then you wandered over to my desk and you had mistletoe in between you and me, which you now refer to as Christmas herb.
Did we make out?
No, you said that if I don't kiss you, I have 20 years of no sex intercourse.
Oh no. You're telling me James McGee didn't kiss me under the Christmas herb?
I was begrudgingly going to do it.
You're telling me that James McGee didn't take an opportunity to make out with somebody under the Christmas herb?
I was going to do it and you pulled away.
Seems like the Night Freak has bigger plans for you. And for
Well,
me.
I can only hope that I'm getting nothing but full-blown 100% Kira's tonight. And the Night Freak and the Symbiote, it's all just a thing of the
Oh,
past now that the
God.
holidays are here and we've got some holiday wholesomeness.
Look, Christmas is wholesome. Christmas is pure. Okay,
Yeah.
like the fresh driven snow, and that's who Dimitri is. Hell, that's who Dimitri Kiris is.
I'm glad to hear that. We've got nothing but holiday wholesomeness tonight, right, Dimitri?
Oh
Come on, pull
God.
it together. In just a few moments, we're going to be going through the unknown Christmas albums, the bottom of the barrel, the golden nuggets, the diamonds in the rough, the needles
God.
in a haystack. Then later on, it's going to be great. We're going to have fun. We're talking about the worst holiday music. And then we've got a live musical performance. This is exactly what I want out of this show 247 365, man.
That is fantastic.
Thank you.
I'll add another number right there, 514, because this takes place in Montreal, the most purest place in the world. James.
And how about this?
Yeah.
To wrap up the night, how about we get some classic letters from Santa? You come back, you talk about the letters from Santa. How about that? Just like the old days. In the mailroom. Are you inundated? Dimitri, are you inundated?
I am absolutely inundated with letters, and that is a good thing. James, I first and foremost want to apologize to you and the fans for the Night Freak. I can assure you that the Night Freak is gone. Christmas is around the corner. I am filled to the brim with holiday light and purity. There is no more symbiote. I took care of it. I feel like I got that out of my system through the spooky season. It's the Christmas season, James McGee, and I am feeling wholesome. And I can assure you, it's Dimitri Kiris from here on out, and I will bet my bottom dollar on it.
It's like I hear jingle bells jingling and jangling in my ear. You are like the Cindy Lou Who to the Night Freak's Grinch.
You better believe it. And hey, there might be something inside your stocking at the end of the night, and it won't be anything sexual.
I love it, Dimitri. I would love nothing more than have my stocking stuffed.
You deserve to get your stocking stuffed to the very brim. And I don't mean that in a sexual way.
I didn't take it as such. It's only wholesome programming from here on out. Dimitri, I'll check in later on. We'll get some of those letters to old Santa Claus.
God bless you, James McGee. Are too fate to break some fine.
Well, thanks, Dimitri. That's Dimitri Kiris. We're going to keep this show rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling, hanging and banging, not in a sexual way. We're going to welcome a true friend, dare I say, legend of the show. We're going to be profiling some of the Christmas albums, vinyls, records, CDs that you may have not heard of that have been collecting dust, perhaps in your very own collection, attic, basement. Let's please welcome back to the program the one, the only Jason Grimmer. Jason, happy holidays, buddy.
Happy holidays, James.
How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Excited to talk records.
Yeah, me too. And you're going to be sticking around in just a little bit to chat about what we believe to be some of the worst Christmas songs. But I think we might be finding out some of the best albums right here, right now. As you know better than anyone else, I have been on an absolute purge throughout the city of Montreal in the past calendar year, finding as many intriguing Christmas albums as I can. They're over to my left. I've got like 35 vinyls over here that I've been spinning for the past week.
That's amazing, man. Well, you know what? Well, the whole time you were buying those, a lot of times I was with you, and I kept sneaking these finds and holding them aside just for this show. So I'm going to be unveiling some very, very obscure records, Christmas records.
Well, I absolutely love that. Why wait? That's the question people might be asking. Let's go to some of these records now. Jason, why don't you tee them up for me?
I don't know if I can tee them up.
Well, you'll be teeing them up. We've got our production team getting ready to put them on screen. But when I say tee them up, why don't you lead us in? You did number them, didn't you, for our production team?
I did number them, but I'm going to have to look at them again. One second.
If you numbered them, wouldn't that imply you know what they are?
No,
Now I'm curious to know, production team, did that go out over the air? Yeah, why don't you turn your mic on, production team, and let us know how Jason numbered them.
Yeah, so we received some albums from Mr. Grimmer here, and he numbered them 30, 32, 36, 34, and 35.
Is there a 33 in there?
I believe there might be, but I'm not sure.
All right, well, maybe our production team can tee these up and Jason can talk a little bit about them.
Hold on.
Yeah, hold on. That's the way this show is going. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't reorder them. No.
why don't we just throw them
Okay,
up
I'm
as
at number
Lion?
32. Okay, I've got them. Hold on.
Yeah, just so you know, they've been renumbered. And coming in from the chat right now, Lionheart Live says tonight's winning numbers once again are 32, 34, 36, and 35. Can we just find one of the albums and put them up, and maybe Jason will remember what he has collected? Yeah, here we go. And Jason, Dimitri's supposed to be in the mailroom right now.
Look, I have 32 as the first one.
All right, great. So let's go to 32. I know that when I give someone a list, I the easy thing is to start with 1. From now on, I start at 32. Let's
Sure,
go to
man.
the first album. Jason, tell us a little bit about this gem.
Well, if anyone's been to the Montreal's famed flea market, the Saint Michel flea market, you know that it's a hotbed of Quebecois culture. And this is a record that they put out one year. They all put their money together and put out this choice Christmas hits record. It's
So
they
this is various artists featuring people who have kiosks at the Saint Michel flea market.
Yeah, exactly, singing things like "Joy to the World" and "Little Drummer Boy," and
So it's an
there's
English album?
no, it's completely French.
Okay, so it's the French version, and this one is called Les Sons de Noël du Marché aux Puces de Saint-Michel, and this is 79 cents. Is this
Oh,
original pricing, or is this what Discogs has it
I
online
think
for?
that's an original price. I couldn't find it anywhere because I don't think people know much about it. It was only given out to people on one day during the Christmas season back in 1987.
Who are some of the artists that appear on this album, Jason?
Oh, Gérard Demieux
Yeah.
and his wife Viviane.
Hmm.
Uh, 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 I'm trying to look. Let me look at the back of this. Okay, let me see. Oh, Capitaine Jean Marc. Do you know him? He has that little.
I'm familiar.
He's got the little captain's hat.
Yep.
Uh, Jimmy Le Plume,
Hmm.
and his grandmother,
Jimmy Le Plume,
Jimmy Le Plume, and his
which
grandmother.
translates to Jimmy the Feather.
Yeah, but this is
All right.
French. It's
Yeah,
Quebecois.
of course.
So it's really just a lot of. I know a lot of the people I think have passed since then because the ventilation's not great there.
Yeah, no.
So I think like basically you're hearing a bit of the history of Montreal in this record.
All right, this sounds absolutely incredible. Once again, it's Les Sons de Noël de Marché aux Puces de Saint-Michel. Really an incredible find. I can't wait to listen
Yeah,
to this one.
it's it's okay.
All right, well, the reviews are in. Quote, it's okay, according to
The
Jason
next one,
Groomer.
the next one we got coming up, if we're
Yeah, the
following my
next
notes.
one, by next one, you mean 33?
No, there's no 33. It's
Got it.
34. 34, right?
Right.
Okay. So this one was given away as well. This is another Montreal giveaway record that was quite popular for a while. And it was as anyone from Montreal's been to, they've been to Chalet Barbecue before.
Yeah.
They put out their own 12 Christmas hits album, which was all sung by the NDG Militia Choir.
Okay, so we're looking at a different album right now. So why don't we just talk about this one off the top? This is called You Should Have Been Good, 13 Terrifying Christmas Songs.
Oh, okay. So there is 33. Sorry. Okay, so we got
Jason, I think your 33 is different than the 33 that you sent our production team. Is it possible that you sent a variety of 33s?
No, I'm looking at the sent email and it says at the top, put in this order.
Yeah, of course, the order being 32, 34, 39, 2. Okay, so let's chat about this one. You Should Have Been Good, 13 Terrifying Christmas Songs. Tell us a little bit about this one, Jason.
It's what it is, man. It's just a bunch of really terrifying songs that were collected. Things that were, some of them are novelty, some of them are straight up real folk sort of songs from the bygone years. Um, there's songs like let me see. I had some of them in front of me right here. Oh yeah, here we go. So we've got like "Stocking Full of Nails."
Yeah, where does that
Um,
fall on the track listing?
no,
57?
it's like 57. Rabid Reindeer, Santa's Death Watch, The Candy Cane That Put Your Brother's Eye Out, and Grandpa's Going to Be Here for the Holidays. Again, just not alive this time. Those are all
Any
sort of
artists that we know on this? This sounds ripe for maybe a G.G. Allen recording.
It's just like a generic artist thing. It's just like there's like a bunch of like it's a late night radio
Got
recorded.
it.
It's a bootleg sort of pirated thing.
So
Yeah,
instead of various artists, it's generic artists.
yeah, it's various generic artists. We can't pinpoint exactly which artists are repeated, so we have to call them various.
All right, super. How about we move on to another album? And I'm
Sure.
wondering if what you tee up is going to be what corresponds to what we see on screen. All right, we're back in quote order. So we're looking at our next album here, Jason, and it's the one that you mentioned earlier. It's the 12 Christmas hits uh, from Chalet Barbecue, which is a very famous rotisserie chicken restaurant located in NDG.
Yes, exactly. We've been there lots. It's a great
Yep.
place. It's fun at the holidays. And the thing about Chalet Barbecue is the staff there likes to have a little bit of fun. And if
Mhm.
you've been there, you know they like to have some fun. It's very much a team that works there. And so one year they all got together and sort of decided that they wanted to put out a Christmas album, and they hired the NDG Militia Choir to sort of sing the songs, which
And you
was,
said the NDG militia.
like the military militia in
Sure.
NDG. There's a choir. They have a choir, and so they sort of sang all the sort of hits of the Christmas past.
All right.
And
Is there any specific songs on there that really touched your heart and brought a tear to your eye and the scent of rotisserie chicken to your nostrils?
well, their version of Little Drummer Boy is good because they changed it to Little Drumstick Boy, and
Oh,
that's
that is fun.
it is fun. They do it about midway through, and you can sort of it's a live recording, so you can hear them sort of chuckling as it happens. It seems like
N-
one person in the choir decided to change it, and the others didn't know, and it was funny. And it was a
Now,
really
does this album appear on Discogs or is it just too deep of a cut?
it does appear on Discogs. It was pressed in quite large quantities, so like something like a 3,000 copies of it. So they're all out there flooding the market, and you can get them for pennies. You
Oh,
know,
pennies.
just pennies. Yeah,
Well, it would be nice to grab one of these and then take it to Chalet Barbecue and have them sign it this holiday season.
I would. I mean, yeah, that'd be great.
Great. Sounds good. Let's
Let's
move
pick
on
a
to
date.
our next album, whichever it may be.
Oh, this is Mason Todd's. Is this the Mason Todd record?
No, this is a very Nambla Christmas.
Yeah, Mason Todd's Very Nambla Christmas.
Understood.
I've left this sealed and not listened to this because I
Yeah,
feel that
I'm very worried about what might appear on this album. And Jason, for people who don't know, would you like to let people know what NAMBLA stands for?
North American Man Boy Love Association,
Yes.
which is illustrated on the cover where you see there's two stockings of differing sizes. Anyway,
Coming in from the chat right now from
terrific.
Farm Boy, they write, NAMBLA, the FBI is at your doorstep, James. I want to let the FBI know right now, whatever Jason Grimmer purchases on his own time with his own money does not necessarily reflect my opinions or interests.
I'm going to gift you this year.
No, thank you. And do I dare ask what appears on this album?
It's just a really kind of low voice, sort of just sort of not really not singing the songs, just kind of
Yeah,
like
how soothing and
slowly.
comforting.
And then there's like moments where it seems to just sort of peter out, and then it sort of picks up again, and then it's a this is and I found this.
I don't want to wonder about what's occurring during the petering out.
I think that's part of the mystery of this sort of Christmas.
Oh
Really.
yeah, it's one of those albums that it's sort of like a riddle.
Yeah, it's a riddle wrapped in an enigma.
Yeah, it's like listening to Gentle Giant.
Yeah, it's like a challenging listen that takes you on a voyage to places you might not want to go and you may not come back from unscathed.
Right. So if there's any collectors out there, you might enjoy this NAMBLA prog rock Christmas album. Jason, how many other albums are we profiling tonight?
I think there's just one left. How many
All
do
right.
we do? Wait a second. Yeah, we got one left.
All right. Yeah, I like that you teed this up with, hey, wait a second.
Wow.
Let's go to our final Christmas
I had
album.
no production conversation about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Of course, we've got a classic coming back. One of your favorites, right? Lornette.
Of course. Yeah, we love Lornette on this show.
Lornette's a fun gal, and she sings bawdy songs. We know those songs. They're very bawdy. And
Yeah, she's the type of lady that might rub up against you by a video lotto terminal.
she's the type of lady.
Now, we've got Lornette's A Very Horny Christmas. And
Lornette,
Christmas is abbreviated to Xmas. Only one X, which is interesting.
Yeah, because it's still fun. It's not full on dirt.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's very body, right?
It's super body. She's a gal that likes to have fun, and
Yeah.
she's like she's like a sassy aunt who just says what she
Yeah.
means. You know
She's
what I
the
mean?
type of sassy aunt that gets a little tipsy at Christmas and gives you a kiss that's too close to your lips and awfully wet.
Yeah, and then the one day that she doesn't drink, the smell is strange. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What is that smell? I always where's her perfume? So
Which
yeah,
is coincidentally one of Lornette's later albums, Lornette's A Strange Smell.
no, that was yeah. And then she had the attendant perfume that came out that was available at the Bay.
Right.
She did an
Now, what
assignment.
are some do you have any of the track listing that appears on Lornette's A Very Horny Xmas?
Yeah, I do. Just gonna bring it up here. We got oh yeah. So we've got wait, I thought we had it. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Ready? So
Yeah.
we got Santa's empty sack. Um, You're stuffing the turkey, and I'm jealous as hell.
Oh God.
Bryce the cuck reindeer, and Candy Cane, Candy Cane and the Gravy Boat.
Now, what's your favorite?
Candy Cane and the Gravy Boat.
Why do you like that one so much?
Because it's a song that is overtly sexual to a disturbing degree,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time brings up the sort of sweet and savory that Christmas brings every year.
Yeah, yeah. When people talk about Christmas, they often describe it as sweet and savory. Can I ask
Yeah.
you, what's a bit of an underrated song on this album? Lornette's A Very Horny Xmas.
Well, I mean, the one that was basically talked about the most was Bryce the Cuck Reindeer.
Right.
Because at this point, it was just
That's a very, very pointed title.
yeah, and it's got that line, "Turn on the light, Rudolph. I want to see what's
Oh.
happening." So that's got that lyric, and that got banned from the airwaves.
Yeah.
Because
Well, my final question about this album, Jason, is the sticker still reads $1.98. How much is this worth according to Discogs?
according to Discogs, it's worth probably about $3. But to me, it's
$3.
my Lornette collection. I'll never let go of any of her records.
Yeah. And you're telling me this one really, I could put this in and it would fit seamlessly into my collection with the Crosbys, the Autreys, the Andy Williams, the Giraldis.
It's classic in its own way. It's a fun Christmas. It's a one that's you're like, oh, let's forget about all the trouble we've had. Let's just sit down and enjoy this woman talking about getting boned or whatever. Like all the songs are about. That
Yeah,
sort
well,
of
I'm
thing.
glad you could put it so eloquently. Well, Jason, thanks for profiling some of these Christmas hidden or at times forgotten gems. And you're about to stick around to join our panel to chat about some of the worst Christmas songs. Confirm or deny?
Confirm.
All right. Well, there is no time like the present. Let's please welcome the other guests of this panel. We've got Sarah Ellis and Marlaena Moore. Folks, thanks so much for being here tonight. Sarah, how you feeling?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be back.
Once again, your microphone quality is so crispy and clear. It's like I'm listening to only the finest of ASMR.
Hello.
Oh, I like that it turns into a member of NAMBLA as you get closer to the mic. Also, congratulations on the Christmas tree. So bright. Looks like it's got about 100,000 lights on
Oh
there.
yeah, I didn't see
Yep.
it.
Just trying to blind you.
Hey, look, blinded by the light, and I like it so much. Marlaena, welcome to the show for the very first time. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you're not too nervous about returning to the pandemic airwaves.
Oh no, it feels great. You know, it feels like slipping on that old Christmas sweater tucked away in the closet, you know?
I could not have said it better myself, and that's exactly what I've done tonight, wearing one of my favorite Christmas sweaters here. Now, Marlaena, before we get into it, not only are you making your appearance on the show for the first time, you are a musician, and you will be performing later on tonight.
That's right.
Well, there's no better way to vocally warm up than chatting about Christmas music that we do not like.
They recommend it. They recommend it.
Yeah, of course. There's no time like the present here. So there's a couple ground rules that we all know, want to let the audience watching right now on Twitch know, is that these are our own opinions, as I mentioned off the top. These do not need to be popular opinion. If there's a song that in the zeitgeist is generally frowned upon, that doesn't mean we have to select it. These are what we believe to be the worst to our own ears. We're going to go around the horn, and each of us hopefully have set up a controversial pick, which means this is something that might rattle the cage of Christmas music fans. Additionally, each of us hold a veto, which means that we can block someone from adding their song to the worst list. But the thing to remember is we only have one veto, so I cannot block anyone more than once. Folks, do we all understand?
Understood.
Yeah. What happens if two of us pick the same song, or three of us?
Banned from the show until next Christmas. Now, I want to kick things off here. I want to throw one out there. And I also want to qualify this is that some of these songs I do like performed by other artists because there's really only how many Christmas songs are there? 50 maybe. So there's a lot of covers, some better than others. So I'm going to kick things off. I'm throwing this may be my big one, which I think I hate this one the most. Faith Hill's Where Are You Christmas? Now, are we familiar with this one?
Oh yeah, big time.
Marlaena, I want to go to you first. How do you feel about Faith Hill, Where Are You Christmas? It's slow. It's sad. It appears, I believe, in the Jim Carrey version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas live action soundtrack. Marlaena, how do you feel about Where Are You Christmas?
I have to say there's a part of me that, like a small part of me, I was the age appropriate for that film when it came out. Naturally, you see another child on screen gets to sing a song in a movie, and you're like, "Ugh, I wish that was me. I wish that was me and not Taylor Momsen of now."
Wait, hold on. That was Taylor Momsen?
Yeah, that's right.
Former child, current day bad chick?
Yeah, that's the
All
one.
right.
Yeah, Cindy Lou went bad.
All right. Yes, Cindy Lou went bad.
Yeah,
I'd happily listen to the bad version of this, but I want you to continue your thought here.
But I feel like I can I can respect it. I feel like I have a feeling a song is coming later, and I feel like I'm gonna controversially block it, so I'm gonna save my veto for then.
Now, that would have been truly exciting if right off the hop we have a block, but I really appreciate you're going to fit right in perfectly with this show. Sarah, I want to go to you. Are you familiar with Where Are You Christmas?
Well,
I'm
once
gonna
you
stop
sang it,
singing it. I'm going to stop singing it.
well, once you
No, it's
sang it,
nice.
that's where it
Beautiful.
kind of clicked.
Yeah.
I'm pretty neutral. I won't veto. I'm pretty neutral on it.
Okay.
What about at the very end of the song when Faith Hill in the music video version of it, where I think Jim Carrey as the Grinch is in as well, and she's
Oh.
like kind of standing on the when she's got, I think she, correct me if I'm wrong, has like a fur trim like jacket, very like kind of Y2K style, and she's like, Christmas is
Yeah,
here.
she belts it like that. I will say that part, I'm like, okay, at least she takes it up a notch and it feels
Yeah.
powerful. But like it's too little too late, not to be confused with the song by the Bare Naked Ladies. Exactly that moment, like in your heart, in your mind. Like it's just, but I can't. It's too little too late. Jason, I can't even imagine you're familiar with this one.
No, but it sounds like it was inspiring. So I'm not gonna veto it.
All right, great. I want to keep going around the horn here. Sarah, I want to throw to you.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to toss into the ether?
I had a couple that I was thinking of, but then a couple of them I was like, well, this at least makes me feel something. But there's one Christmas song that makes me feel absolutely nothing, and it's Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney.
And that's my veto.
Stop.
Now, here's the thing, Marlaena. Earlier on tonight, as I was prepping for the show, I'm gonna expose the full truth. I showered before this show, and as I was in the shower, I thought, if anyone drops this one, that's what I'm gonna use my veto on.
Oh my gosh!
Y'all
So
are
now I
crazy.
saved mine. So I love that right away we've got a veto. Now, Sarah, I want to jump in here. This is a widely disliked Christmas song. This came up last year during our general Christmas discussion episode, Christmas music discussion, that is. So this is not an
Okay.
outside of the box opinion. I want you to take me through why you think it's one of the worst.
It just there's no that the little beginning, and there's no I feel nothing. There's no soul, there's no swing, there's no, it's just doesn't make me feel anything. I want to feel
Jason,
something.
I want to go to you because you talked about this song last year and you had an opinion that I don't know if you're going to bring up tonight, but if you don't, I will mention it, but I want you to weigh in on Wonderful Christmas Time.
Well, I think you know what I feel about that song, or you knew I've talked about it before. Like I'm not a fan of that song in any way, but I also think that's a predictable pick for me. Like I can see why people like it. I don't understand it, and I just I just think, but I didn't pick it as my most disliked song. But I agree with Sarah.
Now, what you mentioned last year, I do think there's truth to this. Now, I'm paraphrasing. Paul McCartney, I think we can all agree, is a legend in music, one of the all-time great songwriters and
Sure.
creators of music. And you'd think if he were to put a Christmas song together, it would or maybe should be a notch above Wonderful Christmas Time. Now, I think that there's truth to that, but I do still very much like the song. Marlaena, I think you've got a thought on tap here.
Well, I think that it's kind of interesting when you compare like the all of like the Beatles, Christmas songs. We'll just talk about the two ones basically, which is like, Paul McCartney famously was like, I don't want to be political. I'm just here to have a good time. I'm basically, I like my old timey things and the sounds and my little beep boops and then if you look at like John Lennon, he went the complete other direction and wanted to have like a message to turn it into a whole like thing around the world or whatever. Now for me, I feel like I probably just have a really, I don't know, a very nostalgic attachment to the song. I just remember like becoming a Beatles fan younger, and then on the radio, like around Christmas time, the song came on, and my mom was like, "Oh, this is Paul McCartney's Christmas song." I'm just being like, Paul McCartney has a Christmas song, and it's so fun and wacky. And because I'm a child, I'm into whatever I'm getting thrown at.
It is fun and wacky. That might be the best way to categorize Wonderful Christmas Time. It's fun and wacky. Now, Marlaena, you talked about the John Lennon song, Happy Christmas, brackets, War is Over. That is my controversial pick for one of the worst Christmas songs.
I like it.
Veto.
It's boring. Agree. It's not fun. It makes you feel bad.
No, it's nice. Beautiful
it's
song.
Not festive in the least. It doesn't sound like a Christmas song.
No, and they used it in that. They used to use it in those ads for like UNICEF or the End World Hunger thing. So it just makes me feel bad.
Yeah, but could you say that about the Pogue song as well?
Yes, that was my next one.
Ooh, okay.
Fairy Tale of New York. No.
Now I like that we're going all over the place here. First, I want to go to you, Jason. It seems like you're opposed to me adding this to my list. I don't get the sense you're vetoing it, but I want to hear your opinion.
On what? Happy Christmas?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as the Beatles go, like as solo works, I tend to like. I love Paul McCartney. I love a lot of Paul McCartney, and even stuff that's stranger or kind of weirder. But I don't really love his super goofy songs. And that one, the part of the reason that song's a problem for me is it's just so ubiquitous. It's played all the time, constantly, and so I think that sometimes plays into it. There's other songs
but that's Christmas music.
I know, but there's some, like, I'm not a big fan of some other Christmas music that I hear a lot too, but that doesn't trigger the same feeling from me.
Okay, but are we talking about Wonderful Christmas Time here or Happy Christmas?
Well, yeah, Wonderful Christmas Time, and then Happy Christmas to me is a better song for me.
Sure. Now, I think we can agree as a song it's better, but it's not best. It's not the song battle. It's best or worst Christmas songs.
I know. I'm just comparing it to the Beatles, basically.
Okay, fair enough. Marlaena, I want to go to you. Happy Christmas, War is Over.
I've wrestled with my love of John Lennon over the years. When that song comes on, I love it. I'm a big fan of like the John Lennon like production sound. I think it's so, gorgeous, and he loves that like slap back vocal and stuff. But it's so tough to actually give like a thoughtful perspective that's not rooted in just me being like a child obsessed with anything that the Beatles did. And so I don't know, I am a big John Lennon fan, but I'm not a John Lennon defender, if that makes sense. I don't want to put myself onto the front lines for that.
I'll say this, and we can move on from John Lennon. I was listening to his song Mother months ago. I talked about it on the show. It brought me to tears on the street.
That's amazing.
In any event, Marlaena, I want to go to you. What would you consider to be one of the worst Christmas songs?
Okay, so this was. I'm just being fully honest here.
Oh, I can feel it. It's going to be rough. I can feel it.
The Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah, it sucks.
What?
I knew this was going to come up. Take us through it.
That was always one that I just felt was just punishing, where it's like there's no real melody. It's kind of, the whoever's doing the recorded version of it feels the need to add, a drum motif that's like the, and it's just I don't know. It just kind of feels like you're at, like a church basement at like and you're just being like, and here's the story, kids, and it's just like, let me, like, it feels punishing. It doesn't feel, joyous, because the thing with like what we're saying about, wonderful Christmas time is that, you're right, Sarah, in terms of thinking it is completely neutral. Like, it's the most neutral song out there in terms of what it's trying to say. Like, here's the tree, look at that light. Oh, it's Christmas time. Like, it's completely neutral across the board. And I don't know. I just don't want to feel like I'm being taught anything.
Now, but what about the David Bowie and Bing Crosby version?
See, to me, that's kind of fun as like a novelty and like a sort of a hipster like YouTube Christmas clip or whatever. But look at me taking down hipsters again. Ooh, I'm coming.
No, take it. You can do that. You can take anyone down who you want on this
All right,
program.
sounds good. I will. I'm going to. But I, it just they like, it's fine. But again, I just really don't like that song. I wish they were. I wish that Bing Crosby and David Bowie were doing Wonderful Christmas Time instead.
Wow. Now this is an idea. Taking a set of artists and then having them cover. Wow, that's a great idea. Jason, I want to go to you. You've been patiently waiting here. You've made yourself very comfortable on your couch.
You want to go? Oh, my answer. Okay. I'm gonna get
No,
vetoed.
I don't want your answer. I want you to send some more misnumbered records.
It felt like your sentence just ended, man.
Yeah, that's what sentences do.
Mid sentence. I'm gonna get vetoed right away. So I don't even know if it makes any sense to do it, but I cannot stand.
Wait, I'm asking you to talk about the Little Drummer Boy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that sounds great.
All right, yeah, okay. All the way around. Sarah, let's go to you. You talked about this song with me a couple days ago, and I said, whoa, let's hold it there. We don't want you to spoil all your answers here. Take me through how you feel, because you echo Marlena's sentiments.
I do. I hate the Little Drummer Boy. I think it's so just rum-pa-pum-pum. Like just play a drum. You don't need to say it, just play the drums.
You were quoted talking to me as saying, Little Drummer Boy sucks ass.
I stand by it. Little Drummer Boy sucks ass. It's a bad song. It's just so, like you said, I couldn't think of the word, but punishing is the right word.
Yeah, it feels
Just like I bought a gift for you. It's
There's an
like
anxiety to that too, right? That. Yeah.
yeah.
It sounds like a painful like children's recital too,
Yeah.
because and they get their little sticks, they put them together like they learn.
Oh, so cute.
I have a recital story about Little Drummer Boy that probably factors into my dislike of the
let's
song.
hear it. You can't tee us up and then tease us and not please us.
Well, it wasn't me. It was when I was like 7 or 8, and I had a piano recital, and there were kids playing the piano, but there were other children who were also singing.
Sure.
And there's a girl who went up, and she had to be like 13 or 14, and she's singing Little Drummer Boy. It's near the holidays. And she goes up, and immediately, like 2 lines into the song, she starts tearing up
Aw,
and
so cute.
crying. And I felt so bad for her, and then the teacher had to go and talk to her and be like, "It's okay, you can do it, like, you got this, we practiced it." And then she starts up again, but she's still crying, so she's really like, "Another star is born." Rum,
Yeah, but
pum, pum,
I think
pum,
what
pum.
we've decided on is she just did a terrible version of the song.
She did, but it was someone who she didn't look like she wanted to be there in the first place, and it was like someone put her up to this,
All
and she
right.
felt like she had to, and I was like, "Ah, she doesn't wanna be there."
Punishing.
Punishing.
Punishing is being punished.
I'm not going to use
Exactly.
my veto on this. I'm not going to use it. I love the David Bowie, Bing Crosby version, but Jason, we're going to go to you. What are you throwing into the pot right now?
Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna get veto, but I'm gonna throw into the pot the song that I least like. Well, hearing is uh, Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You." I can't take it. It's like a
I'll say
catalog.
this. I'm not going to veto that. I'm not going to veto it.
It's like the all-time most popular Christmas song now, and it's played constantly, and it sounds every time like it's gonna be like a commercial for diamonds at
Jason,
some
don't
point.
do that. Don't do that, Jason. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
Marlaena,
Yeah.
let's go right to you. You had a strong reaction. Take us through your thoughts in response to this.
That song is incredible. Like it's one of those things where I understand where you're coming from, where you hear it all the time, but and it's become there's this thing that happens, this phenomenon where things become so like overrated that they are underrated again. If you listen to that song on a set of cans, I think you're going to have a different, opinion of it. It's just like there's, what the production is going for with the, sort of 60s vibe or whatever. It's so spot on. It's infectious. I think it's really good for like it's an amazing like modern like adult Christmas song where it's like, yeah, all I want for Christmas is you, baby, and it's kind of nice and a little naughty and like, and Mariah Carey has one of the best singing voices ever, and controversially
I'm not a
too.
fan of her voice. I'm not a fan of her voice.
Oh my
It's just a
god.
personal thing.
Oh my god. Okay, that's right.
It's a personal thing. Listen, it's the same thing as this is going to be awful to say, but it's the same reason I don't like Hallmark movies. It's the I think like
No, those are two
I think
very
that people can
different. You
like that.
can't compare a Mariah Carey "All I Want for Christmas Is
That's
You"
my
to a
opinion.
Hallmark movie.
No, this is wrong.
To me, I
Wrong.
can. Yeah. But listen, I understand people like it, and I'm not saying it's not a good song. What I'm saying to you is that I don't like the song. And
Yeah,
I
but
don't, I'm
are
not a
you
big fan
saying
of the
that you
artist.
consider it one of the worst?
Me, yeah.
Look, I
personal
don't
choice.
agree, but I love. Now, is that your controversial pick of the night?
That was the pick. That was the one.
So you only
pick
put a
one for
list of
Christmas time.
one song together?
No, I have a. What am I
Okay,
supposed
good.
to do?
I'm glad. You're making me nervous here tonight, Jason. Sarah, how do you feel about Mariah Carey? "All I Want for Christmas Is You"?
Veto.
I
It's
love it.
great. I
I
Oh
love
my
love
it.
it.
god. Thank God.
I love it. It's so much fun. Her range is incredible. It makes you wanna try to sing it and fail, but you don't even care. It's a bop.
Now,
I'm into
coming in
it.
from the chat, Naive Adventures writes, I absolutely love this song, but it's overplayed. We agree. But the show is not most overplayed Christmas songs. If that's the case, then we're all going to throw in Jose Feliciano, Feliz Navidad, but it's not the most overplayed. I don't think that I could factor in a song that you hear a lot as a immediate translation to the worst. Jason, I hear where you're coming from. You mentioned overplayed. There's a lot of overplayed songs. I don't think I would then meet because Wonderful Christmas Time overplayed a lot. That was never said as a reason why it stinks. But I love, Sarah, that you vetoed it.
Thank you. I had to.
Yeah,
It's
Now,
thank you so much.
so good.
I'm going to throw
overplays not a criticism. It's context into why I can't take the song anymore.
Well, and look, this is why we're doing this tonight. This is why we've each been given a controversial pick and one veto. So right now, Jason, only you and I have vetoes left. I want to throw one in here. I do not suspect this will ever be vetoed. Marlaena, you talked about how Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You." It's adult, a little bit naughty. Now, there are a few naughty Christmas songs, right? Santa Baby is very naughty. It's a very cheeky song. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, also very cheeky. But I do think that Mariah Carey's kind of paved a way for more adult Christmas songs, which is why I'm adding Mistletoe by Justin Bieber to the worst list. I think this song absolutely sucks. It's awful. It doesn't sound like a Christmas song. He sings in a black accent in the song. He's talking to Shorty in the song. It's just too sexy sounding. And as I've famously talked about on this show, Christmas and sex do not go together. I'm adding Justin Bieber mistletoe to this worst list. Anyone can take it from here. If you have the displeasure of knowing this song, Marlaena, I feel like you've got something.
Well, not too much here. I think I fully respect that opinion. I've actually never heard the song before.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I think what you're mentioning also too with Justin Bieber, it's a symptom, not the cause of why he's kind of a bit of like a troublesome figure perhaps. And yeah, I also have to stop you there that sex and Christmas can be a just a wonderful nice thing for.
We can't get
Yeah.
into this debate. There was a live debate 2 years ago, and it was a resounding no, Christmas is not sexy.
Tell that to Lynette, man.
I defeated Dimitri in the debate, but perhaps we need to have part 2 in 2022. Unfortunately, Marlaena, you cannot veto opinions based around Christmas and sex
Yeah, that's fine.
on this episode. But if there's a demand, we can have another debate featuring 2 full debate teams. Sarah, let's go to you. It seems like you know this song, Mistletoe, Justin Bieber.
Yeah, it's not great. His voice is not sexy to me in the first place. So the attempt at sexy Christmas
Yeah.
from a voice that is inherently unsexy is a no
I
for
think he
me.
was a youngster when he made the song.
Well, that's it too. It feels a little wrong. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah. Which can be
don't.
sexy, according to some. Jason,
Well,
let's go to you. I'm sure you're a big fan of this
Don't
jam.
know it. Don't know it. Must not be played. Overplayed.
Great. As mentioned, I didn't suspect anyone would use their veto. Of course, Jason, only you are left. Jason, I want to loop back around to you. What's another song you'd like to add to the worst?
Well, one that's I'm not going to get vetoed for is "Backdoor Santa" by Bon Jovi.
Which is a cover.
Still, it's a bad version of a song.
I do like Backdoor Santa.
You could like
That's
the song,
another
you like-
cheeky song.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. I'm talking about the version by John Bon Jovi.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about, and I just think it's
Now,
like
why the John Bon Jovi version? Because it's a
it
very
just
pro
feels like he's
Bon
trying
Jovi
too
show.
hard. It feels like he's trying too hard. It's not it's not enjoyable. It's not the same. Like, I mean, Bruce Springsteen overdoes it, but when he does his, at least there's some sort of feeling of momentum there
Yeah.
in the
Well,
song.
look, and here's the thing: Bon Jovi, or rather John
He's
Bon
a poor
Jovi,
man's Bruce Springsteen.
well, they are both from New Jersey, but John Bon Jovi is a sexy guy, especially at the time.
Well, what's that got to do with anything?
Well, because I mean, maybe he needs to overdo it because he's just emitting so much sexual magnetism.
I think if you're going to sing a song called "Backdoor Santa," you should look like someone who goes for that.
All right, Marlaena, let's go to you. How do you feel about Backdoor Santa, specifically the Bon Jovi version?
Again, I've never heard this one. I feel like I've just lived a pretty a sheltered life from these specific pop Christmas tunes. I guess I thought I heard them all. I worked at a gift store where I was getting Christmas music blasted at me all the time. But
Well, I think what we should do after this is, and Jason, either you or me can take lead on this. I think we should put together a Spotify playlist of the worst Christmas songs according to this show. Then, Marlaena, you can listen to Backdoor Santa by Bon Jovi.
I don't want to get more hate for my pick. I'm not going to be involved with that.
Don't worry about it. Sarah, let's go to you. Do you have any reverence, or do you know the Bon Jovi version of Backdoor Santa?
nope, not familiar. So I can't. I can't form an informed opinion.
I won't veto it, but I do like that song. Marlaena, I want to loop back over to you. What do you want to add to the worst?
Gosh, well, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that I only had to come up with one song for the list.
It's all good. It's all good because if there's no if people run out, I've got a plethora.
Okay, one I always thought was kind of dumb was do you know Marshmallow World?
Oh, of course, that's on the Phil Spector Christmas album.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, here's the thing is like I was always a really big fan of the very very classic Bing Crosby like Christmas album. That song is not on that record. So to me I was always like, what is this song? And then there's this lyric where he goes, the sun is red like a pumpkin head. Like, what the hell is that? What's going on?
Okay, so there's now, is it the full song by any artist or just a specific one? Because the Darlene Love version is very fun.
Yep.
Okay, good. I'll have to check it out. Can there be 2 playlists?
Look, I can add multiples on this, but it sounds like you're going with the more crooner-esque version.
Yeah, I would
I'm not gonna veto this. I won't veto this. Jason, let's go to you. How do you feel about Marshmallow World?
Well, I mean, it's not top tier, but you're right. The
Yeah.
Darlene version is amazing, and
Yeah.
it's and so I feel like I could veto it, but it feels just like something's gonna come up that I need to veto.
Yeah, I'm not gonna veto the crooner version. That's for darn sure. Sarah, let's go to you. You're familiar with any version of Marshmallow World?
Yeah, I'm not I can't veto it, but I wouldn't have anyway. I think
Yeah.
I'm neutral on it. Would
Okay.
not skip on a playlist.
Now, Sarah, you're the steady hand on this panel. You've kept your cool. Everyone else has been fired. I almost got fired up that in the chat right now, John Bon Jovi is handsome but not sexy. I strongly disagree.
Yeah.
Bad Medicine era John Bon Jovi, that hair, like
Fine.
that guy, he's a stud. Like, look, I went and saw Bon Jovi in concert. This is maybe 10 years ago. He's still sexy then. And I thought
Don't
to
tell us
myself,
that backstage story again, dude.
I will never be a John Bon Jovi. Sarah, I want to go to you. Do you want to add any more to the worst list?
Um, I'm gonna get some hate, I think,
Here it comes.
because we touched on it briefly. Fairy Tale of New York.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I'm not going to veto
I'm
this, but
not-
tell us why.
I just think, and I understand that Christmas isn't necessarily a happy time for everyone.
True.
That is absolutely true. I am very lucky that I grew up with very, very happy Christmas memories.
Mm-hmm.
It's just just the opening, it's just such a bummer for me.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gritty song. Marlaena, let's go to you. We're talking about the Pogues version, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Marlaena, let's go to you.
Now, I've never I I think with that one too, like I've never been a huge fan, if I'm being totally honest. I feel like that was one that I would hear at the store I worked at and be like, what is this? And then all of my, cool punk friends would be like, oh yeah, that's the Pogues Christmas song. And I would go, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's the cool one. But again, I feel pretty neutral about it.
Okay.
Although I have to say, just kind of what we're talking about, I kind of really love Christmas songs that are kind of bummers a little bit.
Hmm.
Like I'll Be Home for Christmas, like came out of World War II, and I think it's like really beautiful and really touching, and it kind of reminds us about what the true meaning of Christmas is.
There's something charming and warm. You know, that's the song you listen to as you're looking at your tree, and behind the tree is the window, and it's a little bit of snow, right? And look,
Yeah.
you want to talk about bummer songs? Please Come Home for Christmas. That's a bummer. You're pleading with your special person, come home for Christmas. Great song, a multitude of awesome. That's a great point. There are some great bummer Christmas songs.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's a good song. Fairy Tale of New York is an incredible song, but in terms of like getting me hyped for Christmas, no.
Look, I love that point of view. Jason, I want to go to you. You've been waiting patiently.
Veto. That song is
love it.
that song is a gorgeous, sad song that is drunken and just kind of like all over the place in the messiest possible way, and then topped off by Kirsty MacColl's unbelievable vocals.
But hold
She
on.
is
Hold on.
underrated.
Sarah didn't say the song is bad. What
No, it's a
you're
beautiful song.
saying is she's
Yeah.
agreeing to.
No, I'm just talking about my love of the song and why I like the song. And I think like if you listen to that, I don't think there's another song like that. And I understand that it's sad and stuff, but it might be the reason why I don't like the Mariah Carey type thing, because I feel it's just commercialism at its worst.
Too sweet.
It
Too sweet.
just feels that way to me. And whereas this one, where I think like, yeah, Marlena's right. There's like, the cool people like that. I understand because it's like kind of like, oh, I don't fucking care about. It sounds.
Oh,
whatever.
easy. This is a Christmas show.
But anyway, the thing is that I think it's a good gritty, and it's tremendously romantic.
I can't. Sarah, your song got this guy to fly off the handle.
Yeah. Well, I told you it was gonna cause some problems.
I love it. I want to add another one to the mix here. Maybe another one of the worst. Also a bummer. The Christmas Shoes by the band New Song. It's about a young boy who's buying his dying mother shoes for Christmas. And it's like it's a cheesy song. It's like, I saw my mother at the grocery store. It just like, it sucks. It blows. Okay, also coming in from the chat right now, Naive Adventures, worst Christmas song is River by Joni Mitchell.
What?
This is
No.
What?
I'm using my
That's
veto on the
wild.
chat right now.
I think you need to block her.
Yeah, that is a nightmare opinion.
That
Wow, I've never
that
seen
is-
a panel come together so strongly.
Yeah, that's truly despicable. It's hateful to women.
Oh,
It's you have no taste. I don't.
well,
I
Marlaena,
hope
first
you-
appearance coming in hot, and I love it.
I hope you get nothing but coal.
Can we veto the chat? Like, can we veto?
Yeah.
Well, I want to jump to the chat right now. Before we do that, does anyone know the Christmas shoes? Because it's a bit of a mid-level, deeper cut, but I can't imagine anyone here would like it.
Does that song end with like, but they don't fit?
Oh, I don't. I mean, as soon as it comes on, I turn it off.
Okay.
A
I don't know,
mom
I've never heard the
dies.
song. I've never heard
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
sure.
Well, it's essentially what's happening. This one coming in from the chat, also Lionheart Live. How does the panel feel about Porky Pig's Blue Christmas? I have to say, I'm not particularly familiar. Marlaena, let's go to you.
Well, I think that Blue Christmas is one of my all-time favorite songs. So
Another bummer song, but it rules.
it rules. It's beautiful. For Porky Pig to perform it, he's funny. He's kind of got a silly, funny, wacky voice. Like I bet he could do like the "I'll have a blue Christmas," and
Mhm.
and then that's like, okay, we're turning a sad song into a fun song.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's Christmas fun, but it's sad. So I haven't heard it, but I'm looking forward to hearing.
Yeah. And look, like obviously the Elvis version is the one that people love the most. Again, lyrics are bummer, but he does it in a very fun way.
Yeah.
Do we have any other opinions of Porky Pig's Blue Christmas? Sarah?
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
That
This is
sounds
this is
awesome.
going to be on the homework list.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw another one here into the ether. What I'm doing right now, this is not a fun bummer one. This is John Denver's Please Daddy Don't Get Drunk This Christmas. Which, Jason, that one might hit home for you.
Yeah, it's a bummer. That's a song that you're just like, what? What are you talking about? It's Christmas. That would be my answer song.
So that one was on your list as well?
No, it wasn't on my list.
All right, Sarah or Marlaena, any thoughts on Please Daddy Don't Get Drunk at Christmas?
Yeah, that makes me very sad. I feel like I have heard this one before, but it's I can't like fully hear it in my head. Yeah,
Good.
that's another level of like bummer town though. That's like one step too far. There's
Yeah.
one thing to like it's one thing to like, miss your gal at war, and it's another thing to,
Yeah, you're a youngster, you're
Yeah.
laying in bed, it's Christmas
Yeah.
Eve, and your dad's been out at the bar,
You're like this.
and you're just like, please don't come home drunk. Please don't come home drunk. And you know that he's gonna. Sarah,
the
let's
thing
go
is,
to you.
It's an ultimatum.
It's
Sarah, has your dad ever come home drunk at Christmas?
no.
Because I'll tell you what, my dad has 100% been drunk at Christmas, but he
Yeah.
never came home.
James.
And that's why it made for a great Christmas. Sarah, let's go to you. Thoughts on this song?
Well, now it's even more of a bummer.
No, I'm saying there's a
Yeah.
happy ending. Just be
What?
happy. I
What?
wasn't talking about buying Christmas shoes.
Yeah, no, this is a bummer fucking song. Fuck that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Now, I want to go around the horn here. Do we have any others that we want to add to the mix here? Sarah, let's start with you this time around.
I think I don't love the messaging in Santa Claus is coming to town.
Whoa. Okay. This
Whoa.
is wild because I have a version of that song on my list, not
Ooh.
because of the messaging. I just don't like it. It's a duet between Frank Sinatra, who I enjoy, with Cyndi Lauper, and her vocals. I feel the way about her vocals the way I think Jason does about Mariah Carey. it's just too nasally, it's just too sweet, and it ruins a song that I very much enjoy. Because look, I love the Burl Ives version. That's one of those classy, jaunty songs. You don't like the messaging, which I suspect has to do with the fact that he can see you at all times. You better not
Yeah.
pout. The lyrics can be
It's
menacing.
menacing, and it's like, are you being good because you're trying to be a good person, or are you being good because there's a promise of gifts?
Now, you could take those lyrics, right? Which can be sung in a very happy way, right?
Yeah.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He
Yep.
knows when you're awake. And just change it to, he sees you when
Sees you
you're
when you're
sleeping, and he knows when you're awake.
Yeah, it's a horror trailer now.
Yeah, of course. It
Yeah.
basically turns into Silent Night, Deadly Night. Marlaena, let's go to you. How do you feel about Santa Claus is coming to town?
Well, kind of to back up what you said about the Frank Sinatra and Cyndi Lauper version, I didn't realize that I would have to get on the front lines in defense of women today. I like Mariah Carey vocal sucks.
But so did I. I love that
Very
song.
terrible. And now Cyndi Lauper, her vocals are too nasally. Like I don't know, like what's going on?
Here's the
all-
deal,
I
Marlena.
love Cyndi Lauper's
I've been
voice.
on your side here. I love River by Joni Mitchell. I
Yeah.
don't dislike Cyndi Lauper. I love True Colors.
Sure.
I like a lot of her songs, but there's one specific part in this version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town where she just goes, "Wah!" And it's just, if they could just subtract that wail, and then like as Frank Sinatra, he's like, he sees you when you're sleeping, and then she just goes, really? And it grinds my gears. Other than that, I've been on your side.
All right, fair enough. My defenses are down. We'll cease
Look,
fire.
we've all been triggered tonight. We've all been activated.
I would say in terms of it as a song, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. What it invokes pure like what child Christmas is all about.
It's a lot of wonder.
It's just the whole point of Christmas is that Santa's coming. Okay, have you been good? And are you ready? You gotta make sure you're asleep. And it's just like this. It's like a kid. It's like a child anthem for Christmas.
Yeah, it's the way that you speak to a kid, right? Hey, you know that he sees you when you're sleeping, right? And then the kid gets all worked up. Jason, let's go to you. How do you feel about Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
I don't love that song. I also want to say, like,
surprise.
I only dislike Mariah Carey. I've liked every other person that's mentioned. But that song to me is it's in the vein of that Mariah Carey song. It's the same sort of similar thing. I think there's been okay versions of it, but I don't think it's a great song.
Okay, fair enough. Marlaena, do you have any others that you want to throw into the pot here?
I guess just kind of the dumb ones for babies, like All I Want for Christmas.
Which I think that's a Christmas album. Christmas songs, dumb ones for babies.
Yeah, all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. I understand that.
I might have to use my veto on this one. And I don't even really love that song too much. It's a pretty good one, right? Well, unless it's coming from Marlaena.
Well, for me, it's just like, again, it's a song that's for it's not a classic. I don't love the novelty songs of that time in general. It was kind of like that would kind of be like our, oh gosh, what would you call it? Sort of like the LMFAO of the time or something, where it's just like all.
This is huge. You're comparing LMFAO to All I Want for Christmas is My 2 Front Teeth.
Can I ask you something? Who sings All I Want for Christmas is My 2 Front Teeth? Can you name the person that sings that?
Yeah, some like hillbilly.
Well,
right? It's some hillbilly singer. I haven't used my veto yet, and I'm tempted.
Okay, yeah. Was it one of the Saint Michel singers at the flea market?
Yeah, what would be the French version? Le seul chose que je veux pour Noël, c'est ma deux. How would you say front teeth? How would you say it, Sarah?
Mes deux dents en avant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mes deux dents en
I think it's on
avant.
that album.
Yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, any of the kind of like the I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Oh, I like that one too. You know what? There's one that I'm very torn because I like this one, but it's so stupid. It's Dominic the Italian Christmas Donkey by Lou Monty.
Oh,
I can't add it because I like it too
that's
much.
fun.
Jingity ching. It's Dominic the Donkey. I like it. Jason, what about you? Any lasting songs you want to add?
Yeah, I'll add song, but I wanted to talk about that. That song, I think, most famously for me, was done by the Chipmunks. So very much a child song, very much like when I was
Yeah.
growing up and listening
Right.
to records at my grandmother's place, played it all the time. So I think in that context, yeah, it's a dumb song, but it's kind of taken out of the context of what it is, which is just for kids.
Yeah. And
So
here's
if you hate
to
kids,
follow up on that. I used to listen to that Chipmunks Christmas album growing up, and I've been looking for it now on vinyl, and what I settled for was the knockoff version, the Chippers.
was that good?
I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm sure it's probably exactly like the Chipmunks. Jason, anything else you want to add to this list as we begin to wind down?
I'm I'm kind of going back and forth because I feel like I'm gonna pick another song that was on my list that I'm scared to bring up because people love it so much, but I also can't take it for the same reasons almost. So I'm not gonna do it. Instead, I'm just gonna say, has anyone heard that New Kids on the Block song, "Funky Funky Christmas"?
I'm familiar. Wait, but hold on. I want to know which other ones that you wanted to
I
add.
don't like "Last Christmas."
Now, this is interesting because I have a version on my list, and it's by Jimmy Eat World. It is. When I heard it was Jimmy Eat World, I was shocked. Now, I don't mind the Wham version, and I think it's the only Taylor Swift song that I like. I like her cover of Last Christmas.
Okay, this is really getting wild now. This is really this is okay. First of all, number one, why are you calling it Jimmy Eat World?
What do you
Jimmy
mean?
Eat
Isn't
World.
that called Jimmy Eat World?
No, it's Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah,
Wait,
at
no,
the
it's
end.
Jimmy Eat World. You're saying it's Jimmy Eat World?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jimmy Eat World. Wait, there's a Jimmy Eat World.
Like it sounds like you're going like the guy's referring to himself in the third person like Jimmy Eat World. It's like
No, that would be Jimmy, Jimmy Eat
Eat
World.
World.
Yeah, I think, but I will say, I think the band sucks, and I think the cover sucks.
okay.
You don't like the middle?
No, I don't like the middle at all. But somehow Last Christmas is worse. You know what? I didn't get to use it. I'm using my veto on All I Want for Christmas is My Two Front Teeth. I'm throwing it in there. I'm keeping that one.
So
Are there any songs that we want to add to this?
what I think is interesting is just everyone's kind of has very different criteria for what is a quote unquote crummy Christmas song. Sarah, you're referring to like, oh, this is, this doesn't make me excited and happy for Christmas. Jason, I feel like, you're not a fan of songs with too much, that are too kind of like, poppy and shiny with too much like commercial appeal, perhaps some overplayed. And then,
I'm sure I like some, but yeah.
right. And then I don't like, songs.
Wait, hold on, Marlaena. You got to do me too. I'm excited to hear your scouting reports.
Well, I don't know because we kind of have the opposite thing where it's like I don't like songs that are for dumb little babies, and you seem to really love songs.
Marlaena, I hope you come back on this show. With that statement, you've just unlocked belittle James mode, which really takes people a couple appearances to do, but you've done it by saying that I like dumb little kid songs. I absolutely love it. I mean, I went through my entire list. There's one final thing I'm going to add here. It's no one song. It is Anything by Josh Groban. What a bummer.
We can now, and here's where we can come to an agreement. Finally.
Yeah. I don't know him very well, but
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be good.
Like, he does all of the serious, more hymn-based ones. And around December, when I look at my Facebook page, because I will look at my On This Day memory page every day throughout the month of December, for the past decade, I have posted a multitude of statuses calling him a wimp or a wiener or a dud. Throughout all of this, I have posted this multiple times on different days throughout the year. Sarah, how do you feel about Groban?
I have it's like so not my style that I'm
Plain
just
toast.
like
Toast, no butter, no margarine,
Yeah.
no peanut butter, no
It's very
jelly, no honey,
plain.
nothing.
Is that the same with Michael Bublé?
I prefer Bublé to
Yeah.
Groban a
Yeah,
million
Same.
times
100%.
over.
Buble all day.
He's got some
Yeah,
personality.
Bublé all day. I agree with that, especially around the holidays.
Groban, no, man.
Nobin.
This great rhyme.
Well, I guess that's going to bring us to the end of the panel portion of this. So, Jason and Sarah, I want to thank you so much for being here. Sarah, final thoughts?
Thanks for having me and for listening to what I thought were going to be controversial opinions. Some were, some weren't. This is really fun.
I loved it. Jason, final thoughts?
Just everyone have a wonderful holiday season.
A wonderful Christmas time month, some might say.
Yeah, I guess some would.
All right. Now, Marlaena, this is where we're going to turn the show over to you.
Hmm.
You're going to be performing a Christmas song in a matter of moments. Why don't you let us know what you're going to be singing tonight?
So I'm going to be singing one of my very favorite Christmas songs, famously done in Meet Me in St. Louis by the wonderful Judy Garland. It's going to be "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," which is it's everything I love in a Christmas song.
I couldn't agree more. Now, before we get into it, I want you to let our viewers know, first off, where can people find you online?
Well, I am online.
You're on the web.
If you can stream music onto your phone through the streaming service of your choice, I'm there. And then I'm on Instagram and just at Marlaena Moore. There's some videos of me on YouTube as well. So I have a pretty diverse web presence, you could say.
Look, and that's a real qualifier to be on the show is a diverse web presence, a DWP as we call it here. Secondly, Marlaena, do you have any upcoming shows that are on the horizon you'd like to let people know about?
No,
This is not uncommon where I tease. Where can people see you live? You got nothing right now.
I just played my last full band show of the year back this past weekend. But there will absolutely be more shows. I'm planning on playing one in January. So if you want to follow me on my web presence, then I can let you know when one does happen. So.
All right. Now, I love it. Marlaena, we're going to I'm about to leave the show, which doesn't happen often because in just a matter of moments, we're going to see you accompanied by Monty playing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Marlaena, you ready for this?
Yeah, if you just give me a moment, I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah, come right back. I'm going to vamp and I'll talk about next week's show. So as Marlaena gets ready, folks, I couldn't be more excited about this musical performance, but there's something else that excites me greatly. Next week, a week from tonight, we've had pumpkin carving competitions. We've had trivia contests. But a week from tonight, we have the first ever at-home Christmas cookie challenge. 3 competitors, 3 bakers are going to be live on the air. They will have baked and supplied me and my judges mystery cookies. I will not know who baked these cookies, and we will be judging them live on the air to determine the Christmas cookie champion. Now, the competitors, we announced it last week. Thomas Barnwell joining the fray, Ariel DeRue, and finally, the most disgraced pumpkin carver in at-home history returns to reclaim some type of glory. Joe Conto will be baking and entering a cookie into the Christmas cookie contest. But that's next week. We keep our sights set on tonight. It is very rare that we do this. A live musical performance, dare I say, a happening. Performing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Once again, it's Marlaena Moore and Monty. Take it away.
Thank you, James. Yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From next year all our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us will be near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together if the fates allow. Until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Thank you, everyone.
That absolutely ruled. It absolutely ruled. And it absolutely ruled. Thank you so much, Marlaena and Monty. This is what this show is about. I don't care about the other 11 months a year. You think I care about the Halloween episodes? This is what At Home is all about. It's being at home with each other, our loved ones, connected through the information superhighway that the kids in 1995 called the internet. Marlaena, that was great.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Monty, thank you so much for that, man. That ruled.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure's all mine. Once again, Sarah, Jason, Marlaena, Monty, thank you so much for being here. We wish you a happy holidays. We'll hope to see you soon on the show.
Absolutely.
There we have it, folks. You think I'm going to wait until the week before Christmas to get the tree up, to get the tunes going? It's November 28th. We got the Christmas music going right here, right now. Once again, if you want to tune into what Marlaena is doing online, there is a link in the chat which goes directly to Marlena's Spotify account. Before we wrap it up, I promised it off the top, we're going to hear from some of Santa's letters. We're going to go to Dimitri Kirez in the mailroom. Dimitri, talk to me, my friend. Night Freak. Yeah, well, it looks real busy in there, Night Freak. What happened to Dimitri? We were supposed to go over some letters to Santa Claus. All right, would you like to...
There's been a small little tweak to the plot. A small little change in the narrative.
Right,
A small little problem in the script. Small little hitch in the chain. The lights on the Christmas tree are all tangled up now, whereas once they were not.
Yep.
The cake has fallen on the ground. The fruitcake, that is. The gingerbread house is awry. Someone perverse has walked in.
Would that
There's
be
been
you?
a problem with the mistletoe. It's been tainted, corrupted. A farce has been made of the punch. Somebody spiked it with sexuality. It's me, the Night Freak, and I'm here to stay.
All right, so I guess, I was expecting Dimitri, but I guess we're being graced with, obviously not Dimitri, the Night Freak.
I don't have long, James.
Why is that?
Because you thought that October was a spooky month. My domain my devilish domain. The soil fetid and nurtured. A place for me to grow and spread my perverse tendrils.
Oh,
But you were wrong. Christmas is the most perverse month. After all, it is the sexiest, as they say.
yeah. Well, only a couple people say sexiest.
And those select few are now behind the wheel and in charge of the brakes and the headlights.
Yeah. What wheel? The perv
And they're
mobile?
in charge of, yes, the pervmobile. Depravity and sin reigns on this most wholesome and holiday. And I've got a message for you. Oh, we're coming.
What does that mean? We're coming. What does that mean?
Oh, we're coming. This Christmas is, we throw away those wholesome traditions. We cast them out to the winds.
So you're saying no candy canes?
Oh, there will be candy canes, but they won't be sucked on. Well, maybe they will.
Okay. What? No Bush de Noel?
Ooh! Oh, we'll be putting something in our bushes. Maybe the candy canes.
No sugar cookies?
Oh, we'll be putting sugar on something. Maybe the candy canes in our bush. Don't you understand?
No, I don't. I don't.
You cast me out. You casted out the symbiote. You casted out perversion.
Yeah, that's right. I rejected the symbiote. You're right.
Oh. So now I'm coming at you, James.
Ugh.
Not only is Dimitri gone, I've killed him. I've suffocated him under my giant ass. My giant ass! I've suffocated him with perversion and sin. The symbiote suffocated him. He's dead. And now I've set my sight on something else. The one person I could never have. That's you, Mr. McGee. I'm coming for you this Christmas season. And not only am I going to come get you,
Oh.
I'm gonna make sure that I ruin this Christmas for you. I'm gonna make sure that this is the worst Christmas that you have ever had in your
No,
entire
there's already
life.
been 2 years in a row of crappy Christmases. You can't make this one bad. I need this one, Night Freak.
You know what they say?
No.
Two's a crowd, but three's a delight.
Who says that?
I do. I'm the Night Freak. And you know what the Night Freak says?
What?
It says bring out the albums. The good ones. Like The Ass Man Cometh. Remember that song?
Yeah,
The
I
album?
remember The Ass Man Cometh. I remember the album.
Remember some of the great hits? Saint Pleasure. All I Want for Christmas is Bloob. All Freaks Go to Heaven. Cool Breeze Lover. Where Are You Christmas Gimp? Grease My Chimney. And God
Yeah.
Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. We're coming.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's bad when that one doesn't even appear on Jason's list.
Oh, the Ass Man's coming. With all sorts of other hits. You don't realize what I'm saying, do you? I'm gonna
No,
ruin.
I think I get the gist of it. I reject you, and I reject the symbiote.
You can't reject the symbiote. The symbiote rejects you until it wants you again. Sloppy seconds.
Oh.
Listen, James. I don't think you realize it's over for you. I'm coming for you. Not as the Nightman. Not even as Dimitri.
Wait, I thought you were the Night Freak. Who's the Night Man?
Oh! You haven't met the
There's
Nightman
more
yet.
of you? You're saying there's more of you?
You haven't met the Nightman yet?
No.
Oh, man. You're gonna meet my whole perverse family this holiday season.
Oh, you're creatures of the night?
Yes.
Ugh.
Well, James, you have anything to say for yourself?
Yeah, well, I say bring it. Because I think my wholesome Christmas cheer is more than enough power to take you and the perverts down. So, you know what? Do your worst. You, Dimitri, the Nightman.
Good luck, James McGee. You're gonna need it.
Well, I guess this means war.
Yeah. And I hope you know how to use your sword.
Is that a euphemism?
I don't know. Is it?
All right. Well, thanks, Night Freak. I appreciate it. I'll see you soon.
Goodbye, James McGee.
Goodbye.
And I wish you a very
Ugh.
merry,
Ugh.
little,
Ugh.
dirty,
No.
fucking,
Please.
nasty,
Enough.
covered,
Just go.
slime-ridden,
Goodbye.
nasty,
Farewell.
little
Don't come back.
Christmas.
End this.
Adios, baby.
Well, that was the Night Freak, not to be confused with Dimitri, also not to be confused as the Nightman. This show could have ended on such a wholesome note. We had Marlaena and Monty doing Have Yourself a Little Christmas, and then we end with Night Freak's cover. Folks, that's our show. See you next week. This was going to be a nice, wholesome, innocent night of cookies being baked and eaten. Now I don't know if I'm going to get eaten. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and be well.